Well, hello and welcome to Bobo Bun So Vintage Life. Thank you for joining me today. It's lovely to have you here. What I want to chat with you about today are some of my sewing plans. Sewing plans have kind of changed direction slightly because it's just rained endlessly. We've only had, we're nearly at the end of June, and we've literally just had a smattering of days that are summery right from April, and normally from April onwards we get nicer weather, but it's just been endless rain and at times a lot colder than it would be, cool evenings. So that leads to thinking about different type of sewing. You know, don't really need any summer dresses. Anyway, in this country we don't need that many summer dresses because there's only a few months a year that you can wear them. I find I tend to make short sleeve dresses that I can put cardigans over as the winter goes on. Make very few strappy dresses because there's less time to wear them, unless they're pinafore style dresses that I can layer up. So I try and make my sewing as seasonal as possible with just a few things that are just for really cold weather or really hot weather, if that makes sense. Ironically, filming this today, it's ironic, but it's also really super and lovely. It's warm and it's sunny today, woke up to blue skies, my favourite kind of weather, and there's forecast for some really nice days for the foreseeable. So I'm really pleased, but I'm trying to get prepared for all of that inclement weather because I'm never prepared. Now, before I show you what I'm going to be making and what my plans are, I want to show you something I made on Sunday. It wasn't a planned make. Sunday I'd scheduled in, I'd been out working and doing all week, so I was going to just be at home, not go anywhere and sew, and I did cut out the first projects I'll be sharing with you, but I went off in another direction. It was something that I kept on sewing all day because I thoroughly enjoyed making it. It was a bag, it's on Foxy Lady, it was a bag for my daughter. She showed me a photo from Instagram. I will put the link to the young lady that designed this bag. She just made a mock-up. I didn't realise she'd then put a pattern later that you could take a screenshot of, but I just looked at the elements of the bag. My daughter really loved it and said, could you make me one, Mum? So I just drafted up a pattern. That was on Sunday morning. I put together the pattern, and she wanted hers in red gingham just like the one in the original, and I'd got this red gingham dress that was one of my favourites but just is literally a bit too tight around the waist. I've let it out as much as I can. That was last summer. This year there's nothing left to let out, so I decided that's got to go. And dresses and skirts, whatever, that I'm not going to be able to wear or don't like so much anymore, I put in my to be repurposed pile. I'll take the zips out to use for something else if they're still usable, and then undo all the seams on the fabric so I can either make a blouse or line pockets, facings, or bags, or it becomes useful for other things. I always like to reuse the fabric, and if I can't, I will move it on to other people that can, whether through charity shops, friends, selling it, whatever I can. So try to be as sustainable as possible. This bag is a thoroughly sustainable project made from this dress, which I thoroughly enjoyed wearing, as I just said, but sadly its day has come. So Saturday evening I took the dress apart, so I'd got enough fabric to make the bag. Sunday morning I made the pattern and sewed it all day Sunday, and we lined it with some leftover Liberty Betsy fabric that I'd got left over from a blouse that I made. I don't think I can find a picture of the blouse. I haven't actually posted any photos of me wearing it, so hey ho, but I'll show you the bag. I'm really pleased that, as is she, and it's about to go out with her today to meet some uni friends. She's finished university now, but a lot of people are still staying about. They're going to continue working here in Norwich, so yeah, she's going to go and see some friends. Use what she's called her bow picnic bag, so I'm really glad she's really pleased with it. But I'll show you that first, and then I will get on with my inclement weather sewing makes to show you what I've planned. Here's the whole bag coming out, and you can see that it's like a crossbody, or she can wear it as a shoulder bag if she shortens it. And it's got this lovely long bow that drapes across the shoulder, so really love that detail. And then it comes in to the main body of the bag with a bow here to tie the two parts together, and it's got sides in it, like straps in the side. And then if we undo this bow here, reaching forward, trying to film this with one hand and show you, because it's really hard getting all the angles on the tripod. That's the floorboard squeaking as well for a bit of reality. And there you go, it's got the Betsy inside. And if I open it up more, can you see, it's really hard on this angle, I put in a gingham patch pocket, you know, to put her phone in, and she chose this lovely label, this handmade label. She didn't want one of my Bobo bun labels, cheeky devil. All lined in this beautiful Liberty fabric with this bow here at the top. I interfaced it with canvas, tailor's canvas, to give it a bit more structure. So yeah, absolutely loved making that. Very tempted to make one for myself because I do love bows. I found every year that the plans that I'm going to show you are always my wardrobe gaps. Me made May every year, you know, the fabulous Instagram challenge, and I've been taking part in that for 9 or 10 years now. Really love that, a daily sort of record of what I'm wearing in my handmade wardrobe. And you see over the years the ones that keep being worn, the ones that lose favour and have taste, my taste changes and whatever, and my body changes, so what I can and can't wear. But I've always found that with the unpredictable weather from the spring to autumn, I don't have just an easy throw over jacket. I have had them, but I haven't got the right one I'd really love that will just go with everything. I've got lots of winter coats and jackets, but nothing that's lightweight, just an extra layer that protects you from whatever the weather's doing, just to cozy up a little bit more. Need more trousers and jeans that fit within my vintage inspired aesthetic, and maybe a lightweight coat, something that will go over jeans, you know, sort of just knee length, over dresses, whatever. You know, just a few more separates, blouses, that type of thing that, you know, that bring in some prints or florals to the trousers and the jeans that I'm going to be wearing. So I've got some fabrics here, and this denim is already cut out. So I'll go through what my plans are for them. I wanted to have a sort of hip length, sort of 1950s inspired type jacket, just a very basic sort of boxy jacket with front patch pockets, large buttons on it, and I decided I wanted it not in a white or a cream, just that off-white, that ivory off-white. So I went to my local fabric store, which is just a veritable Aladdin's cave, and I couldn't find the colour that I wanted. I was looking for like a twill, something like that, and I couldn't find the colour I wanted. So I asked Tim, the owner, and there's always something else stored away that's coming on a delivery or hasn't hit the shop floor yet. He said, I've got two that I think would be perfect for you. Brought them both down. One was the linen, but it was very see-through, and I don't want to line this jacket. And this was the other one, and it's a sateen. It's like a twill sateen with a slight stretch in it, which won't hurt, but it's so soft to the touch, and it's this lovely creamy colour. It's all been washed. I managed to get them washed yesterday, all these fabrics, so that's the plan. I really like that base colour. It always suits me, whites and creams and neutral, and I know it will look really good if I get a little bit of this denim. It'll go really well with denim. I want it to go well with all colours. So that's the plan for it. So I'll show you the overhead drawings of where I'm going with this jacket. I did try on something similar in a shop. Very rarely do we go to shops. We were going upstairs in a department store to the book department, but we stopped on the fashion floor in between, took some photos of things that we'd like and details that we wanted. I tried on the jacket by Whistles, which was similar to what I'm planning on making, and it got a lovely curved bottom. So now I'm thinking, do I do a curved bottom or a scalloped bottom? Not sure. But yeah, my ideas for this jacket, having a simple collar, just boxy shape. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the tabs coming around from the back, but that's the idea. My other plan with this is Either I will line it, I'm not sure. I've got some really good leopard print that's been rather fun inside this. Or I'm going to just line the yoke, use the burrito method and make Hong Kong seams. So it's got a lovely detail inside. So they're my plans for this lovely cream. And I know I'll get so much use of having a handy jacket that goes with everything that I can just reach for. My next plan was for the trousers, and I've got a couple of pairs of jeans. I've got sort of wide leg roll up bottom 50s inspired jeans, you know, with the lovely pocket that zips up inside, and I've got some straighter, tighter legged jeans as well, but I wanted some that were wide legged, very much 30s sailor style trousers with the button placket up the side, you know, some large buttons. I've got various pairs of trousers like this. I've got some black ones that I wear a heck of a lot. I've got some herringbone blue, sort of grey blue tweed ones. I've got some white linen ones. And they're all made from the Wearing History home front overalls. I use those, but it's very easy with a trouser pattern to just widen the legs and make your own. It's just I know that this pattern fits me, so I use that. So I've got my jeans, they're all cut out here, and I've overlocked all the edges. I find overlocking the edges of trousers easier to start with. It's bulky when you're sewing, and it's easier to take the seams in if I need to. So I'm going to be doing all the white top stitching on it, and this is one of the pockets that's got to be sewn on. And you see the bag fabric, that Betsy Liberty floral, I've lined the pocket bag with that. This pattern doesn't ask you to line the pockets, but I do love that extra bit of fabric, and I will be doing the inside of the waistband with I've just got to get on and pick the right buttons. I've got a few that I'm thinking of. Now my next plan was from watching the fabulous drama on Apple TV, Slow Horses, and in the final season it starts off in Istanbul, and this character, I mean, she doesn't last very long in that first episode, so a bit of a spoiler there if you've not watched it, but she's wearing the most amazing linen coat that's turmeric in colour, which I really liked, but I just thought that's not going to work as a colour in my wardrobe. I know a green or a blue would work better, and I came across this really lovely green. It's called Ogre, and it's a viscose linen, so I got this to make the coat. Can you see that very well? I'll show you overhead as well. So that's going to make the coat, and I've drawn out various ideas. I just want a very long sort of duster style coat. I'm not sure if I'm going to do yoke at the top, if I'm going to put a band at the back and put in some pin tucks, or have it sort of gathered, you know, just underneath the bust coming out. I'm playing around with ideas for that, or if I'm just going to use one of my vintage patterns. Just still not decided. Final make for me before I show you something else. This really lovely fabric, can you see, with the beautiful embroidered flowers over it. It's a really lovely fine cotton. I'm going to make a blouse, and I'm not too sure which one to do, but half of me I'm tempted to do my own sort of version of the Garni dupe blouse that I made for my daughters. I'll pop another picture of those up. I've made 3 of them. I would have to alter it slightly for me to lengthen the bodice, but yeah, I'm thinking that would be rather nice to go with my jeans and everything. So that's what I probably will make from that. With the cream jacket, another option for it, because my youngest daughter Millie wanted me to make her a jacket inspired by the quilted jackets with the round collars, with the frill, you know, the pleating around the collar. They were from Joni. I wonder if I can find a picture. I shall try and find a picture for you to pop up so you can see what she's thinking of. So when we were out weeks and weeks ago, she found this beautiful fabric. This is what she wants the jacket made in. So because I've got to quilt it, I'm going to put a very fine flannel interlining and then a lining, and we haven't chosen the colour yet, whether it will be green or pink. That's why this hasn't started yet. So I've got to quilt fabric, and then I can cut out the pattern pieces. And I found a pattern that was very similar, rather than me pattern cutting it. I sometimes just like the speedy approach of already having a pattern, and it's the Sunny Jacket by Tilly and the Buttons. So I bought the pattern for her. She doesn't like the really long sort of pilgrim collar. You know, I'm going to alter it so it's a smaller collar, you know, large but doesn't come down in that long drop. So I've just got to adjust the collar for her. So I've got that pattern. The PDF's all printed and stuck together. I actually stuck it all together this morning. And I thought, well, do you know what, that would be a really good base for my jacket too, but not with that frilled collar, with a straightforward collar. So I will trace that off, and that pattern will work for both of us. So that will be the base for my jacket too. So all sorts of lovely sewing plans of some good wardrobe staples. Now I did mention about I needed the buttons for my jeans, didn't I? And I've got these two here, these vintage ones. I'm not sure, I mean, I've got a few more of them, which ones I'm going to use. Probably these ones, and I'm thinking these would be rather nice for my jacket. I only want a few, and then it kind of opens from below, and very rarely do you just close up a jacket anyway. It's more decorative, and of course you want buttons on. I adore buttons, vintage buttons especially. So I think I'll be going with those ones. And before I head off, I was just going to show you some fabric that I haven't got a plan for. It was something I found last week in a charity shop. It was actually part of the window display. This beautiful bark with the cream and the shocking pink roses. And there's just over 2 meters of it. So I had to buy it because it's absolutely glorious. It smells nice now. Again, vintage fabric, they can smell quite foisty. They've been hanging about, but some good washing, drying it on the line, and it's all ready to go. So I've got to think what I'm going to do with that, but at the moment I'm just enjoying looking at it. So all sorts of plans, and hopefully it might be helpful for you, because we're all trying to work around hit and miss weather, aren't we? And always have the right outfit for whatever the weather throws at us. Thank you for joining me today. Any thoughts you may have on what I've chatted about today, well, comment below and then I can have a chat with you, which I love doing. Please subscribe if you don't already, because then you will not miss out on my videos come out. I've been playing catch up, getting back into YouTube, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'd not made the time, now I'm making the time, and yeah, I'm so glad I have, because it's lovely spending time here with you and sharing the creative thoughts that I have on what I'm working on, anything that may be useful to you also. So I'm going to try and get a bit more regular, doing once a week posting. I don't know if I'll do a set day as yet, because the moment I've edited a video I get overexcited and I just want to share it with you. Just like to get it out there. So a bit more regular going forwards, and maybe one day I'll have a set day when you'll know my videos are coming out. But until then, I think it's time for me to say goodbye, and I shall see you again very soon for another chat. Bye bye for now.